apparently the battery doesn't have it that good. So even if it says it has juice in the mobile, it pretty much haven't. So one of the batteries doesn't, I guess it doesn't really have it that good. So, but at least we figured out in regards of, and I guess I should let the mobile start up. That's the problem. Every time you start up a mobile, it will, it needs to start all the things, and it takes a lot of juice from the mobile actually. But can I actually go back in regards of? There we go. Let's see what there is. It's really slow. Incredible. I would have loved to actually be able to take the resolution down in regards of uploading to YouTube and all that, but apparently that's not possible. Let's see here. That's one that actually. Oh, that's in regards of the cancer. The fight of cancer. I guess he's not answering me here, but that's in regards of the fungus as well. In regards of what fungus actually is. Apparently he thinks it's, there's no evidence in regards of smoking and all that. So anyway, any case, hopefully not straying too far away from the topic here. Let's close that down, and we have the mildew there. Where is the? Oh, okay, maybe it didn't actually remember the mildew here. So that was pretty much where we left off in regards of the mildew of the images. There we go. Different. And in regards of fungus as well, it's as far as I can see from some of the things that I've read and all that, it seems like fungus can be irritated by radiation, and when they became irritated by the radiation, they promote more mycotoxins. And of course, more mycotoxins would mean more damage to your body if they are growing in you. So, and this whole sick society is just totally ripe for giving us fungus. We have a diet that consists of immensely amounts of sugar, which is just, fungus loves sugar. And we are drinking alcohol like, it's just insane how much alcohol we're drinking, which is actually fungus poison. So, we're destroying ourselves on so many levels. And then we have the antibiotic, and antibiotic is actually fungal poison. Did you know that? Oh, well. And this fungus poison destroys bacteria and yet promote growth of fungus, as far as I understand. So you might kill off the infection in regards of the bacteria infection, which might actually just have, been something that you could, get over. And you might actually make it a lot worse, because you might actually kill off your policeman, keeping the fungus at place, or the yeast at place. And then you might actually get a systemic fungus infection, and which I think I have, which the doctors are just totally oblivious about. And they won't give me the antifungal things that I want for trying to fix it. But they want to give me a lot of psychotropic drugs, which I know will absolutely not help. That's just insane. I guess you have to be educated for a long time to be so stupid, to come up with such conclusions as they do. That's my opinion. It's just incredible. Those they're trying to make you, it's just all just all in your head and this and that. That's just utter bullshit. It's because they can't do that job actually. Anyway. But okay, so it's like white, I guess I've seen this in real life, but not noticed it. I guess it could be interesting, in regards to a microscope and all that. There's a whole world opening up, right? There is so much in this world, It's just, even if one did research for 100 years, there would still be things out there to research, and to look into and try to understand and all that. It's incredible how complex the design is. You have DNA code, you have the complexity of a cell, you have all the bacteria and yeast and all that, and all working. It's just incredible. Here we have downy mildew and powdery mildew. Okay, so the downy mildew looks a little more black here, and the powdery mildew pretty much just looks white. I guess maybe it's like another species of mildew. Downy, let's see downy. But downy, that's yellow at that point. Oh, but apparently there's different types of those as well, I guess. Huh. Well, I'm not totally sure if this and that. I guess at some I will grow as more if I read more and more on these things and. But going back to the Bible, and I actually also found in regards to the university in Denmark, one of these places where you can learn. Sadly, in regards to the books that they're using, they didn't put anything up there, so I need to see if I can reach out to them and figure out what they use, because that would be the and maybe talk a little more to some of these experts on fungus and all that. Opening doors for but it's still not helping me getting the things that I need. So I see. Curse shall be when thou comest in, and curse. Okay. So we go. Where did we go with the? Here we go. With an inflammation and with an extreme burning and with the sword and with the blasting and with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. So we have the mildew here in regards. So that was interesting. And thy heaven, probably plural, heavens, and thy heavens that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron. I guess it's talking like, in regards of no rain from the because in Israel, water is very important in Israel. In Denmark, we just have bad weather all day nearly, right? Every single day in Denmark. We have clouds and rain and clouds and rain, and pretty much that's just, much of it. But in Israel, you actually have in regards to rain and all that, that's just, rain is a good thing, And the earth that is under thee shall be iron. So iron, that's in regards of, the earth will be solid as iron pretty much, and that would of course be a problem in regards of fixing crops and all that and food. Anyway, so that's a curse. So Jehovah shall make the rain of thy land. Here we go in regards to the rain. Jehovah shall make the rain of thy land powder and dust. To say it's not there. from heaven shall it come down upon thee until thou be destroyed. What was it? Okay, in regards of dust, from heaven shall it comes down upon thee until thou be destroyed. I guess in regards of, desert thing and all that. I guess we also see this in where one of the prophets are praying in regards of no rain and all that. And Jehovah shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. So they will be removed from the land and unto all the kingdoms of the earth, which pretty much have been done, to them. And now they have returned to the land. And thy carcass shall be meat unto all fowls of the air, and unto the beast of the earth, and no man shall fray from them. Okay. Jehovah will smite thee with the botch of Egypt. Botch, inflamed spot, inflammation, eruption. Okay. Of man, leprosy of a man and beast, it also says, but again, okay. Botch of Egypt. And of course, one would probably go back to in regards of the second book and see what one could learn and, close that down. And inflammation and ulcer, boil, inflamed spot, inflammation, eruption, that would be, I guess it also makes a whole another idea in regards of saying, may Jehovah bless you. Because you don't want Jehovah to curse you, do you? Just thinking about that. That was actually interesting. You don't want Jehovah to curse anyone, do you? Because if they, that would be, you would like to want them to bless you, right? Or what do you call it? Bless, if you said like, in regards of cursing and all that, that's really cruel, that seems pretty evil, because, all these curses are pretty bad, So you would like to have your neighbors be blessed by Jehovah, right? Anyway, and Jehovah will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the Amorites, and with the scape, and with the Amorites. What is the Amorites? Tumors, hemorrhoids, from an unused root, meaning to burn. Hill, mount, fort, stronghold, or fail, tumor, hemorrhoid, hemorrhoid, or something like that, with emeralds, and with the scape, itch and scape. Oh yeah, the itch is bad, and with the itch, itching, that's bad. I guess, by having some of these issues, in regards to, and of course I haven't followed the way I should in my youth. And I probably, still have issues in regards of doing things. I'm still, learning and all that. And, but I guess one learns a little in regards of these things, getting some experience, I guess. Whereof thou canst not be healed. In regards of Candida albicans, that is very, very hard to be healed from, it seems. Well, some say, I don't know, maybe it's easy if you actually figure out how you can actually, but you need to, in regards of Candida albicans, it seems like if you have a systemic form of it and has just spread all over your body and all that, it seems like you need to have your diet fixed and, some, lifestyle and, have antifungals to, you need to starve the fungus, and they say you can actually starve the fungus. I do wonder, because some of the fungus stories I've in regards of some fungus seems to actually also be able to eat off fat and all the So I don't know if you can actually just starve it off. But apparently you need to, if in regards to starving it, they talk about half a year. you are not allowed to eat any sugary food for half a year. If you fall off, you need to start. It seems a little impossible. To at least keep it very, very, very low on sugar. And just look at the food that we have everywhere. It's just full of sugar. Jehovah shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. Not sure what astonishment in regards of bewilderment, okay, of heart. Okay. And thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways. Is this direct? Is this plural? Plural. Let's see if it actually, yep, see here. Uh-oh. Yeah, terarecha. Okay. Terarecha. And thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled, evermore. Spoiled, I guess, in regards to spoiled to, let's see here. Is there a good word for that? To be robbed? Spoiled, I don't know. Anyway, evermore, and no man shall save thee. Oh, no man shall save, thee. Thou shalt betroth a wife, that's, what would that, arash, to betroth, engage, okay, arash. Arash. A wife, would that be a woman? Yeah, isha. So again, sometimes, I don't understand why they didn't just put, woman. Thou shalt betroth a woman, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant, that's another man shall lie with her. That's, that's bad. And thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eye shall look and fail, with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand. The fruit of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed alway. Okay. Crushed. Okay. So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. Jehovah shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs, with a sore bouch, boil, inflame, spot, inflammation, eruption. Okay, of man, leprosy, of a man and beast. That cannot be healed. Cannot be healed from the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head. Who would like someone to be cursed by Jehovah? That doesn't sound pretty. That just sounds pretty. What Yeshua said, bless. What was like bless. Let's see. My brain, my poor brain. Jesus said, bless thine enemy or something like that. No, yeah, bless those that curse you. So if someone curses you, you should bless him, So that's, but I tell you, love your enemies and pray. I might have some issues, You know, well, I have issues, that's for sure. But anyway, but I tell you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. I guess it would be mean, you know, in regards to praying for the Roman Catholics and the Mohammedans. Yeah. That ye may be children of your Father in the heavens. He causes his sun to rise on the evil and the good, and sends rain on the righteous and unrighteous. So where was it in regards of blessing? Bless those that curse you, you know. Bless those that curse you. Bless those who curse you. There we go. Bless those who curse you. Pray for those who mistreat you. Luke 6:27. So. Okay, that's something in regards of. Okay, let's see here. Plus. Bless your enemies. I thought it was also found in Matthew. Bless those who bless you and curse those who curse you. Oh well. But of course, in regards to the Roman Catholics, they have a lot of curses on Protestants. So anyway, let's go back to Jehovah shall bring thee and thy king which thou shalt set over thee unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shalt thou serve other gods. You know, again, Elohim plural, wood and stone. So again, sometimes Elohim is translated plural when it's in regards of foreign gods, but if it's in regards of Jehovah, oh no, it's then it becomes singular. Isn't it interesting? Because it's actually plural in the, you know, and in regards of Christians and all that, they understood that the Father and the Son was already there from the beginning. So in regards of let us make man in our image, in our likeness, and so forward. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither Jehovah shall lead thee. Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and thou shalt gather but little in, for the locust shall consume thee. Consume it. Abba. I do wonder in regards, because this is, the locust, I think, is one of the animals that is considered clean. So that would actually be interesting to check. 697, was it like that? Let's try. How is it that you actually, there was a way to do that, where you could actually, like, I'm actually not sure it actually worked, but no, that was wrong. Let's see if it wasn't 6. Where did it go? 697. That was a way of actually, let's see, help here, but I'm not sure it actually worked. There we go. Oh, it was the other way around. So let's try it this way. Did it work? Yep, it did work. Oh yeah, but it doesn't. Apparently they had problems in regards of actually making it. So Exodus 10:4. Else if thou refuse to let my people go, behold, tomorrow I will bring the locust into thy coast. So again, in regards of eating the fields and all that, let's see if we can actually find out if that is also the same thing which he talks about being clean. And Jehovah said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand over the land of Egypt, for the locust, that they may come up upon the land of Egypt and eat every herb of the land. That's interesting, every herb. Egypt, every herb, every green plant of the land, even all the hail hath left. So this must be after the hail and fire. And Moses stretched forth his rod over the land of Egypt, and Jehovah brought an east wind upon the land all that day and all that night. And when it was morning, the east wind brought the locust. I do wonder in regards of why it would actually, it says all the day and all the night, but, it doesn't, anyway. All the day and all the night. And when it was morning, the east wind brought the locust. And the east wind brought the locust. I do wonder in regards to why it actually, wonder in regards to the Hebrew as well, in regards of day and night, I guess that's it begins the day, whatever. And the locust went up over all the land of Egypt and rested in all the coast of Egypt. Very grievous were they, very grievous, very heavy and great, massive, abundant, numerous. Were they before them, there were no such locusts as they, neither after them shall be such. And Jehovah turned a mighty strong west wind, which this is jumping, of course, and turned a mighty strong west wind, which took them away, the locust, and cast them into the Red Sea. There remained not one locust in all the coast of Egypt. Even these of them, okay, so let's see here. Even these of them ye may eat, the locust after his kind, and the bald locust after his kind, and the beetle after, I think the beetle is a wrong translation in the King James Version, because a beetle, as I understand it, is unclean, but anyway, after his kind, and the grasshopper after its kind. I would look on other translations, but let's see if we can find the 697. So at least we know that in regards of what was eating in regards to Egypt, it's okay to eat at least. So that was the thing that I was looking into. So we have the locust again, where it talks about the locust shall consume it. As the grasshoppers for multitude, for both they and their camels were without number, they enter into the land to destroy it. I guess in regards of grasshoppers, I guess it has a way of, the idea of how grasshoppers actually can just totally ruin everything, I guess. I'm not entirely sure what the context is of that, but let's actually have a look. Forsaken us, leave, permit, forsaken us. So be with you and forsake, and delivers us into the hands of the Midianites. Midian. Have not I sent thee? And he said unto him, O my Lord, wherewith shall I save Israel? Behold, my family is poor in Manasseh, and I am the least in my father's house. And Jehovah said unto him, oh, it's Jehovah speaking. Wait, wasn't it the angel? But it's Jehovah. Take if you take the context, right? And the angel, the messenger of Jehovah, appeared unto him and said unto him, that's annoying. I really have to turn that off at some point. Find the option of turning it off. I guess And the messenger of Jehovah appeared unto him and said unto him, Jehovah is with thee, thou mighty man of valor. And Gideon said unto him, O my Lord, if Jehovah be with us, why then is all this befallen us? And where be all his miracles, which our fathers told us of, saying, Did not Jehovah bring us up from Egypt? But now Jehovah had forsaken us and delivered us into the hands of the Midianites. And Jehovah looked upon him. So who is looking upon him? Jehovah is looking upon him and said, Go in this thy might, and thou shalt save Israel from the hand of the Midianites. Have not I sent thee? Have not I? And who's speaking? Jehovah. Who is it that is speaking? It's the angel speaking. Who is the angel sent by? Jehovah. Well, who's, so you have the Father, you have the Son, and of course the Spirit, Anyway, and he said unto him, O my Lord, wherewith shall I save Israel? Behold, my family is poor in Manasseh, and I am the least in my father's house. And Jehovah said unto him, it's Jehovah speaking. And Jehovah said unto him, Surely I will be with thee, and thou shalt smite the Midianites as one man. And he said unto him, If now I have found grace in thy sight, I do wonder in regards to that word, grace, favor, grace in thy sight, then show me a sign that thou talkest with me. Depart not hence, I pray thee, until I come unto thee, and bring forth my present, and set it before thee. And he said, I will tarry until thou come again. Okay, so he says, I will tarry, I will stay, I guess, in regards. I will dwell, remain, abide, until thou come again. And Gideon went in and made ready a kid. And I do wonder if that is like a goat kid or something. A goat, okay. A kid, and unleavened cakes, and an ephah of flour. The flesh he put in a basket, and he put the broth in a pot, and brought it out unto him under the oak. It's like an oak tree. I do wonder in regards of terrapin tree. I do wonder in regards of if it actually was a tree in regards of Abraham. It's the same. It's the same guy. It's the same messenger, who is God. It's Yeshua. But anyway, and presented it. And the angel of the angel of God, an angel just means messenger. And the angel of God said unto him, Take the flesh and the unleavened cakes, and lay them upon this rock, and pour out the broth. And he did so. Then the angel of Jehovah put forth the end of the staff that was in his hand, and touched the flesh and the unleavened cakes, and there rose up fire out of the rock, and consumed the flesh and the unleavened cakes. Then the angel of Jehovah departed out of his sight. And when Gideon perceived that he was an angel of Jehovah, Gideon said, Alas, O Lord, Jehovah, for because I have seen an angel of Jehovah face to face. And Jehovah said unto him, Peace be unto thee, fear not, thou shalt not die. Then Gideon built an altar there unto Jehovah and called it Jehovah Shalom. Jehovah peace. Shalom means peace, and Jehovah means. And this is one of the places apparently where they use Jehovah. One of the 7 places. Jehovah Shalom. You can probably see it in regards of Jehovah Shalom. It's actually 2 words, it seems. So I don't know why they would. And again, why they actually would use the Hebrew here, because, it seems... No, anyway. Unto this day, it is yet in Opera of the Abiezrites. And it came to pass the same night that Jehovah said unto him, Take thy father's young bullock, even the second bullock of 7 years old, and throw down the altar of Baal that thy father had, and cut down the grove that is by it. And build an altar unto Jehovah thy God upon the top of this rock in the ordered place, and take the second bullock and offer a burnt sacrifice with the wood of the grove, which thou shalt cut down. Then Gideon took 10 men of his servants and did as Jehovah had said unto him, and so it was, because he feared his father's household and the men of the city, that he could not do it by day, that he did it by night. And when the men of the city arose early in the morning, behold, the altar of Baal was cast down, and the grove was cut down. Actually, that might actually be a Asherah. Yeah, Asherah. Was cut down, that was by it. So the altar of Baal was cast down, and the grove, it's probably an idol in regards to the grove, the grove thing. Probably the idol of the Asherah. You can find information on that on the internet. Was cut down, that was by it, and the second bullock was offered upon the altar that was built. And they said one to another, Who had done this thing? And when they inquired and asked, they said, Gideon, the son of Joash, had done this thing. Then the men of the city said unto Joash, Bring out thy son, that he may die, because he had cast down the altar of Baal, and because he had cut down the grove that was by it. And Joash said unto all that stood against him, Will ye plead for Baal? Will ye save him? He that will plead for him, let him be put to death. Whilst it is yet morning, if he be a god, let him plead for himself, because one had cast down his altar. Therefore on that day he called him Jerubbaal, saying, Let Baal plead against him, because he had thrown down his altar. Then all the Midianites and the Amalekites and the children of the east were gathered together, and went over and pitched in the valley of Jezreel. But the Spirit of Jehovah came upon Gideon, and he blew a trumpet, and Abiezer was gathered after him. So you see, it's like seemingly you have the Father, you have the Son, and you have the Spirit in effect in regards to. It's very interesting. I think it's very interesting. And he sent messengers throughout all Manasseh, who also was gathered after him, and he sent messengers unto Asher, and unto Zebulun, and unto Naphtali, and they came up to meet them. And Gideon said unto God, If thou wilt save Israel by mine hand, as thou hast said. So who, God have said it, Behold, I will put a fleece of wool in the floor, and if the dew be on the fleece only, and it be dry upon all the earth, beside, then shall I know that thou wilt save Israel by my hand, as thou hast said. And it was so, for he rose up early on the morrow, I guess on the Mohorat, early on the morrow, the day after. That's actually interesting in regards of, and thrust the fleece together, and wringed the dew out of the flesh, a bowl full of water. And Gideon said unto God, Let not thine anger be hot against me, and I will speak but this once. Let me prove, I pray thee, but this once with the fleece. Let it now be dry only upon the fleece, and upon all the ground let there be dew. And God did so that night, for it was dry upon the fleece only, and there was dew on all the ground. Anyway, maybe we should get back to the thing in regards of the mildew. Bum, 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 bum. If there be in the land famine, if there be pestilence, blasting, mildew, locust, or if there be caterpillar, if their enemy besiege them in the land of their cities, whatsoever plague, whatsoever sickness there be. I do not know the context of this. Let's see here. But again, we have the locust at least, you know. And that, of course, that would probably be a negative thing to have the locust come by and, you know, eat up your crops, you know. Then hear thou in heaven and forgive the sin of thy servants and of thy people Israel, that thou teach them the good way. The good way. So what is the way? You know, the Tov Derek, I guess. Tov Derek. Wherein they shall walk. It's interesting that Christians believe that, you know, all this, you know, the law is abolished and all that, and then they just accept the laws of the Antichrist, you know, the Roman little horn that thinks to change times and laws. Isn't it interesting that the little horn thinks to change times and laws? In regards to times and laws, that's in regards of appointed times of the festivals and all that. So who has done that? Well, Rome your boat. And now Christians just think it's like, you know, it's abolished and all that. It's just totally, it's crazy. It's a crazy world we live in. If there be in the land famine, if there be pestilence, blasting, mildew, locust, or if there be caterpillar, what was that? A bug problem apparently. If their enemy besiege them in the land of their cities, whatsoever plague, whatsoever sickness there be. So, famine, okay, that's one thing that is bad. Pestilence, plague, cattle disease, okay. Blasting, we have the blasting again. That is in regards of the, you know, the fields and all that. We saw that. And mildew, negative as well. And I guess in regards of the curses. Locust, or if that be caterpillar. Caterpillar, seal. Caterpillar, locust, arbor, caterpillar, or if that be caterpillar, worms maybe, I don't know. But it says, it does say locust, I'm not sure. If the enemy besiege them in the land of their cities, whatsoever plague, whatsoever sickness there be. But anyway, locusts are clean animals, we're allowed to eat locust. But prayer, and actually they're pretty tasty, some of the ones that I actually have only tried. Yeah, I'd say just the big ones and the medium ones. And the medium frozen ones was the best. I also tried some dry freezed and all that. That's big and small. Actually, in regards of the freezing thing, there's a dry freeze and then there's usually freezing, standard freezing. And taste-wise and all that, in regards to the big ones and the small ones, in regards of dry freezing, I would go with the mediums. But if you really want to have some really tasty, you need to go for the standard frozen ones, medium. You know, the smaller one absolutely is tasty. I have more taste than the big ones. So, well, actually, that's actually pretty good. It's like a snack, actually. I've tried something else as well, but I'm actually not sure it is actually clean. So I wouldn't buy those. And they doesn't really taste good either. So maybe that's a thing that says, hey, these are not clean. I don't know. But I had these other kinds, so I'm not sure if I have more of them or if I actually have eaten all of them. I think I have eaten them. But they were not very tasteful, but I'm not sure they would be considered clean either. I can't remember what they are called, but locusts at least should be clean, because we can see that the locusts are the ones destroying all the that's what locust does, right? Now I remember in Israel, and I took an image of it, so I have an image of it. So I found like a huge green one. There's like a huge, there's like a huge meal in that. It's like and I got it. It was laying eggs. So I didn't know I didn't know it was actually in the process of laying eggs, so it was easy to catch. So anyway. But of course, the eggs would have been pretty nourishing as well, I guess. If one had taken it and just made a meal and all that, you would have getting, nutrition of the eggs, and you would have got, again, it was a huge, a huge, gigantic, yeah. Anyway, and they may fear thee all the days that they live in the land which thou gavest unto our fathers. I'm not sure if you would have considered the locust the one that we got, but anyway, in any case, let's go back to so we have if there be dearth in the land. I'm not sure what dearth is. Famine, hunger, okay, in the land. If there be pestilence. If there be blasting again, there in regards of the, okay, I'm getting understanding of it. It's nice to get some understanding of the things in regards of the crops and all that, and or mildew, and we also saw that seems to also be a little of the same connection. Blasting and mildew, locust or caterpillars. If the enemies besiege them in the cities of their land, whatsoever sore or whatsoever sickness there be. I have smitten you with blasting and mildew, when your gardens and your vineyards and your fig trees and your olive trees increased, the palmer worm devoured them. Okay, so we have in regards of a worm at least. It says it's a locust, but I don't know. It seems it might be the same thing in regards to the caterpillar, maybe. Rasil, Gassam, I don't know. Devoured them. But here we have the word devour, worms. Yet have ye not returned unto me, said Jehovah. So, that's the thing, when he punishes people and all that. It's Jehovah, hopes for the people to turn to him. But when all these things are happening to us, the idea is to hey, wake up, you're doing something wrong, come back to me, but sadly we tend to be very stupid, all of us, it just seems, it's not only the Jews, it's all of us pretty much. We tend to just, that's, go our own way and all that. Anyway, Haggai, I smote you with blasting and with mildew and with hail and in all the labors of your hand, yet ye turned not to me, said Jehovah. And as in regards to the curses, right, from curses from Deuteronomy, for example, curses is this, curses is that, and all that. If you turn away from the good way of Jehovah. That's also interesting in regards of some of the first Christian collection of rules. They have like the good way and the bad way. Let's see if I can find it. The way, the Didache, let's see here. And it has in regards of the good way and all that. I always have something in regards of... The Didache is canonical and authoritative, more highly prized than the Pauline epistles. At its least, it is still considered an authentic apostolic rule, useful in establishing new congregations. If the traditions is true that Simon Bar Cleopas is the author editor, then this work is not only genuine apostolic, but originated in the dynasty family of Yeshua the Nazarene, known as the Christ. That's anyway. There's some of the words here in regards of. But here we have in regards of the true the two roads. You know, there's a road that leads to life, and there's a road that leads to death. There are two roads, one of life and one of death. There is great variance between the two. The road of life is this: first of all, you will care for Elohim, who brought you into being. Secondly, you will care for your neighbor as yourself. That's the whole law hanging on those two commandments. You know, when you do a commandment, you fulfill those two commandments. You know, when you're not having sex with your neighbor's wife, you're loving God, and you're loving, you know, by keeping His commandment, and you're loving your neighbor by not having, you know, committing adultery with his wife. Anyway, all that you would not have happen to you, make sure that it does not happen to another. Pay attention to these words, since this Horaya, I'm not sure what that means. Horaya, teaching or something like that, I guess. Yeah, teaching. Is for you. Say good things to those who curse you. That's pretty much, you know, what Jesus also said, right? Pray about your enemies. That's, again, Jesus also. Fast on the account of those who persecute you. How favored are you if only care for those who care for you? Outsiders care the same, do they not? But if you care for those who despise you, you will have an enemy no longer. Yeah, that's... prohibit the craving of the flesh and of culture. Well, culture would be in regards of all these traditions, I guess. If anyone strikes your right cheek, turn to him the other. In this way you will be complete. If someone forces you to go 1 mile with him, go 2. If someone takes your outerwear, give him your underwear. If someone takes what is yours, do not ask it back. You cannot get it back anyway. To everyone who asks, give. Do not ask for anything back, for Father wants gifts given to all from one's personal wealth. As you know, so that's the path, or the way, the road, you know, that is said to be in regards of life. And then we have the road. You know, that's a lot more information in regards of. Let's see here. I guess I have some things to actually, you know, I have things to work on. You know, I'm far from perfect, that's for sure. Here we go. My child, run from every evil, even that which resembles it. Do not get mad, for anger leads to murder. Do not be jealous, insightful, enraged. Murders are born from all of these. My child, do not be craving, for craving surely leads to perversity. Neither will you be foul-mouthed. From such adulteries conceit, I guess, in regards of foul would be in regards of, you know, when people are talking foul, you know, in regards of sexual things and all that, I guess. My child, do not cast spells, since such leads to idolatry. Do not be a medium, astrologer, or a magician. Do not be in any way willing to even consider such things, for idolatry is born out of them all. My child, do not be a liar, since lying leads to theft. Do not be greedy or conceited, for robbery is born from all of these. My child, do not be a complainer, since such leads to blasphemy. Do not be selfish, or one who is filthy-minded, for blasphemies are born from all of these. Instead, be gentle, since the gentle will inherit the earth. And then, you know, it goes on in regards of how to be. Yeah, I might need to repent on a lot of things. You know, it's a learning process. You know, we are all disciples of Jesus Christ, or Yeshua HaMashiach, Yeshua the Anointed. You know, we should become more like him. But I have, you know, it's huge amount of issues, that's for sure, if you take these standards. Oh yeah, we have the road of death. But this is the road of death. First of all, and actually this is interesting in regards of, this is before this. You will hate all hypocrisy. and everything that is not pleasing of Jehovah. Well, I think we have a problem then in regards of Paul, in regards of hypocrisy. But anyway, I think there's a lot of issues with Paul, by the way. But anyway, it goes on. But this is the road of death. First of all, this road is evil and fully cursed with murders, adulteries, rapes, lecheries, I don't know what that is, thefts, idolatries, magic, witchcraft, extortions, lying, performances, I'm not sure what that is, and pseudomaturia, false witnessing, acting out, pretenses. Oh, pretenses. Why didn't he actually use performances, okay, that you're performing something which you're not, maybe, double crossing, betrayals, pridefulness, deviousness, stubbornness, covetousness, filthy speaking again, jealousy, assaults, self-promotion, and boasting. I think Paul has a lot of those. But anyway, in regards to boasting, Paul, my gospel. Anyway, Death's road is cursed with, by the way, all Asia Minor rejected Paulus. Death's road is cursed with persecution of good folks, those hating the truth, loving the lie, not recognizing. So loving the lie, I guess this is in regards of the book of Revelation and all that, in regards of, loving to make a lie and all that, loving the lie, not recognizing the reward of right doing, not holding to the good, nor exercising right judgment, also restlessness, but not for the good, but for evil, those from whom tenderness and tolerance stand far apart, those in love with worthless things, running with accolades, not pitying the poor, not toiling for the one oppressed with toil, not recognizing the one who made them. Such are murderers of children, spoilers of those molded by Elohim, turning the back on the needy, oppressing the afflicted, promoting the rich, assessing the poor unjustly, being perfectly lawless. Isn't it interesting? It actually has something in regards to the law. Lawless. Oh, so they are lawless. Now, many people that follows Paul actually ends up in lawlessness, total lawlessness. They think the law is abolished. Well, not in regards to this document, Being perfectly lawless. May you be delivered, my children, from all these things. So the Greek translation is, the Greek is on the other page. So we have the righteousness road. Here we have, pay attention just in case someone leads you astray from this road of righteousness. He is teaching you that which is beyond Elohim. If you can't hear the master's whole, if you can bear the master's whole yoke, you will be complete. But if you cannot, do the best you can. Amen for that. Do the best you can. Regarding eating, do the best you can. Yet by all means abstain entirely from meat sacrificed to idols. For eating such is worshipping the gods of the dead. Now, it would have been interesting to be in the first century and all that, having the ability to have met those. Anyway, might have gotten a little astray of some of the, after reading Martin Luther, I have become somewhat a little more harsh in my words against Roman Catholicism, and I don't know, maybe but who is actually talking about the Antichrist anymore? And that's a problem. No one knows who the Antichrist is anymore, and it's the so-called Pope, but maybe I'm a little too rough sometimes in regards of my my post. But after I read Martin Luther, in regards of against the Roman papacy and institution of the devil, I know Luther was he was really going for Paul, but at least it's like, if no one speaks up about who the Antichrist is, well, the world forgets. Pretty much the whole world seems to actually nearly to have forgotten who the Antichrist is. And if you go back in regards of Protestant sources, they all knew who the Antichrist was, and yet no one speaks about it today. Now all the so-called Protestants are running back to the Antichrist. Well, the Protestants was actually protesting. Well, apparently not anymore, apparently. At least a lot of the proclaimed Protestants. So, if there be blasting or mildew, locust or caterpillars, if their enemies besiege them in the cities of their land, whatsoever sore or whatsoever sickness there be. I wonder how that context actually is. Solomon. Then said Solomon, Jehovah had said that he would dwell in the thick darkness. Raphael. But I have built an house of habitation for thee, and a place for thy dwelling forever. And the king turned his face and blessed the whole congregation of Israel, and all the congregation of Israel stood. And he said, Blessed be Jehovah, the gods of Israel, who hath with his hands fulfilled that which he spake with his mouth to my father David, saying, Since the day that I brought forth my people out of the land of Egypt, I chose no city among all the tribes of Israel to build an house in, that my name might be there, neither chose I any man to be ruler over my people Israel. But I have chosen Jerusalem, that my name might be there, and have chosen David to be over my people Israel. Now it was in the heart of David my father to build an house for the name of Jehovah, the gods of Israel. But Jehovah said to David my father, Forasmuch as it was in thine heart to build an house for my name, thou didst well in that it was in thine heart. Notwithstanding, thou shalt not build the house, but thy son. I do wonder in regards to what word the son. Ben, okay. Which shall come forth out of thine loins. So actually, that's also an interesting thing in regards to the Bible. It talks about come forth out of thy loins, right? So, something coming out of thy loins. He shall build the house for my name. Jehovah therefore, so if the one is coming forth from the loins, well then the things that is. Anyway, Jehovah had performed his word that he had spoken, for I am risen up in the room of David my father, and am set on the throne of Israel, as Jehovah promised, and have built the house for the name of Jehovah, the gods of Israel. And in it have I put the ark, wherein is the covenant of Jehovah. The covenant, the berith, something like that, berith, of Jehovah that he made with the children of Israel. So he made with the children of Israel. And he stood before the altar of Jehovah in the presence of all the congregation of Israel, and spread forth his hands. And he stood before the altar of Jehovah in the presence of all the congregation of Israel, and spread forth his hands. For Solomon had made a brazen scaffold of 5 cubits long and 5 cubits broad and 3 cubits high, and had set it in the midst of the court. And upon it he stood and kneeled down upon his knees before all the congregation of Israel, and spread forth his hands towards heaven. and said, O Jehovah, the gods of Israel, there is no gods like thee in the heaven, nor in the earth, which keepeth covenant, and showeth mercy unto thy servants that walk before thee with all their hearts. Thou which hast kept with thy servant David, my father, with which thou promised him, and spakest with thy mouth, and had fulfilled it with thine hand, as it is this day. Now therefore, O Jehovah, the gods of Israel, keep with thy servants David my father, which with thou hast promised him, saying, There shall not fail thee a man in my sight to sit upon the throne of Israel, yet so that thy children take heed to their way to walk in my law, in my Torah, as thou hast walked before me. So again, the law, again, throughout the Bible, the law is important. And now in our days, we just say, or many say, the law is bad and evil and done away and thrown away and put on the tree and all that, because they're reading the letters of Paul. Anyway, if you look at the Christians, it didn't seem like, if you look at Jerusalem, the book of Acts, and Paul is coming to Jerusalem, and what does James say, or Yaakov? Well, Yaakov says, there's some rumors and things going around that in regards of, the law and all that, but do this, so that you can show everybody that you yourself are keeping the law. Now, this is after Yeshua was executed, and Yaakov, which is the first, head of the Jerusalem Mother Church, is asking Paul to show, there's some rumors apparently, or maybe they're actually not rumors, but some things are going around, and of course you are keeping to the law. Are you not, Paul? So do this, thing that, to show that you actually do. Yeah, anyway. Of course, Paul was a hypocrite, but anyway. He didn't think he needed to keep the law of God. But, he did it, Jew for a Jew and a Greek for a Greek and all that. And then he was rejected by all Asia in the first century. Yep, all Asia, the spot in the world that became the great light of the world of truth for around 200 years. They rejected Paulus, apparently. So, anyway, now then, O Jehovah, God of Israel, let thy word be verified, which thou hadst spoken unto thy servant David. And of course, in the book of Revelation, it says, those that keep the commandments of Jehovah, or God, it says, and the testimony of Jesus Christ, right? Keep God, protect, and, do the commandments, of Jehovah. But anyway, but will the gods in very deed dwell with men on the earth? Behold, the heavens and the heavens of the heavens cannot contain thee. How much less this house which I have built? Have respect therefore to the prayer of thy servant and to his supplication, O Jehovah my God, to hearken unto the cry and the prayer which thy servant prayed before thee. And thine eyes may be open upon this. Anyway. We have some oath and swearing apparently. Again, we're told by Yeshua not to swear or take an oath and all that. Okay, let's see here. I guess it must be part of Solomon's prayer or something like that. Yeah. Oh, oops. Thus all the work that Solomon made for the house of Jehovah was finished. And we have problems again here. And Solomon brought in all the things that David his father... Did I actually... Okay, maybe I turned... Yeah, okay, maybe it actually went the wrong way. I really need to stop that thing because, you know, I don't need the pages. You know, there's buttons up here to actually check, you know, and there's, you know, also buttons down there. So there's no need of me actually, you know, I can easily flip the pages, you know. So I really need to, so I can still, you know, show things without it actually doing like this. Anyway, so we have, so seems like it's Solomon that actually is. Amos, I have smitten you with blasting and mildew when your gardens and your vineyards and your fig trees and your olive trees increased. The palmer worm devoured them, yet have ye not returned. What's this? What? Oh yeah, okay. Okay. I wonder what... okay, so you can actually go through... let's go back. So here Jehovah says, I have smitten you with, you know, these things. And of course that would be in regards to the curses, right? I smote you with blasting and with mildew, that is Haggai or something like that, and with hail, and in all labors of your hands, yet ye turned not to me, said Jehovah. So, again, mildew, blasting and mildew again. You know, it seems to go pretty much, you know, hand in hand. Blasting, mildew, blasting and mildew, mildew, blasting again. You know, so here we have the curse. You know, Jehovah shall smite thee with the consumption and with fever and with inflammation and with an extreme burning and with the sword and with the blasting and with mildew. So already here this part of the curse, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. And then we see these things, you know, it's interesting. I do wonder if I search on H3420. Yeah, we actually found one more, it seems. Yeah, paleness. Ask ye now and see whether the man do it travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins. His loins. As a woman in travail. To bear, okay. And all faces are turned into paleness, mildew. Oh, yeah, of course, mildew is white, right? The mildew we have seen on the images is kind of white, right? So all the faces are turned into, you know, whiteness, I guess. You know, mildew, you know? Yeah, okay, I you know, something like that, I guess. Of course, if one knows that mildew is white, that would be, you know, would make sense. You know, I turned into, you know, whiteness, you know, or paleness, you know, mildew, you know, white. Yeah, okay. And there was something in regards of leprousness as well, in regards, I don't know. So what about blasting? Maybe if we search H77. Of course, we can go to the Greek and get help in regards to what words they have translated it to, and also the Aramaic as well. I do wonder if he actually is getting... there's an Aramaic module in regards to the Old and New Testament. I do wonder how long he actually have come in regards to that. I have some of the beta versions. I actually thought that might actually have been the thing that actually destroyed the program, but no, I don't think it is actually. So we have one more here as well. Let's see where it could be. Therefore the inhabitants were of small power. They were dismayed and confounded. They were as the grass of the field, and as the green herb, as the grass on the housetops. Oh, that sounds pretty good. I guess if you have a house, with a flat surface, why not, fix some grass, I guess. And as the green herb, as the grass on the housetops, okay. On the rooftop, I guess, if you have a flat housetop, why not make a little, grass up there? I don't know. You could do that, I guess, I guess you could actually, if you make the house of stone, actually, and cut it out so you still can go up there and all that, that could be kind of cool. And then just have have some dirt up there with some grass. Have a little dirt up there, and okay, that could be kind of cool. I could see how that could actually be nice, and you could go up there in the summer and all that, and well, of course the grass probably would need some water if you want it to be green and all that, but in any case, and as corn blasted before it be grown up, and as corn blasted before it be grown up. Blasted, blighted, blasted. And as corn blasted before it be grown up. So see, and as the green herb, as the grass on the housetops. So therefore, there must be something going on here. Hast thou not heard long ago how I have done it, and of ancient times that I have formed it? Now have I brought it to pass that thou shouldest be to lay waste fenced cities into ruinous heaps. Therefore their inhabitants were of small power. They were dismayed and confounded. They were as the grass of the field, and as the green herb, as the grass on the housetops, and as corn blasted before it be grown up. In regards, I guess, blighted. Okay, fungus infection before it grew up. But I know thy abode, and thy going out, and thy coming in, and thy rage against me, because oh no, not again. I really have to turn this off. Preferences. The problem is I don't know where it is in regards of. So apparently there's so many features in it, to set it up as you want. The problem is, where could that feature be? Is a good compact mode? No. Bible verse reference, Bible, there must be other look and feel. Yeah, then we just need something that compare max links. No, it doesn't really show up here, it seems. Swipe for brightness, no, really. Pitch, zoom, text size, yeah. No. I don't know where it could be. Maybe there must be a feature someplace in regards of it. I guess I have to. Parallel swipe page. Enable horizontal swipe to change page in parallel view. Good if all. Okay, is there something in regards to swiping overall? Don't like the swipe thing. Compact view page scroller. Screen always on. Hardware acceleration. No idea where it could be, But it's kind of annoying. I guess I should probably, I should just have had the old version that I had. That worked pretty good. And I've pretty much set a lot of things up. So. Also, I think I removed these things because that's not necessary either. Because you just open up here, it doesn't really take much of a difference in regards of opening up there or opening up here and just finding what you need. So yeah. And as corn blasted before it be grown up. And we have the mildew, if there be dearth in the land, if there be pestilence, if there be blasting or mildew. Locusts or caterpillars, if their enemies besiege them in the cities of their land, whatsoever sore or whatsoever sickness there be. Anyway. There we go. Then what prayer or what supplication soever shall be made of any man, or of all thy people Israel, when every one shall know his own sore and his own grief, and shall spread forth his hand in his house. Anyway. At least, a little learning. A little learning in regards of this. In regards of mildew and all that. That's very interesting. Downy mildew, powdery mildew. And you see the white thing. Sadly, the quality of the pictures is not that good when I'm running this browser on some pages. So downy mildew over here. Apparently it's like yellowly. Here we have the fungus again. It looks like Candida albicans, but apparently it's an unidentified species of mildew growing in a plastic shower curtain. So I wonder how much these fungus are actually looking alike, under the microscope. So primarily it's just Candida albicans that I'm interested in. Actually, in regards of mold and fungus and all that, not the big ones, but the small ones have, it's some I found a mysterious interest in some of these things, which is kind of weird, So I guess it's not bad. Anyway, normal standard mushrooms doesn't really tick my thing here, but other things, it's interesting to see what fungus can actually do to our body. It's I don't know. It's kind of intriguing in some sense. I find it's in some sense intriguing to look at some of the things. So of course it's very annoying to see what sicknesses they can actually do to us. Molds cause biodegradation of natural materials, which can be unwanted when it becomes. Oh yeah. So what was more in regards of different things here? We had in regards of mold and fungus. We had a little look in regards to that, and then let's try trivia, a Bible trivia. Now I should probably read the second book of the Bible before actually taking one, if we're going to take number 2 here, but let's see here. Let's start. Why is there actually commercials in this? Have I? Oh my, let's get that on. Well, actually, what was that? That was actually a Christian commercial, wasn't it? God's plan of salvation. At least this is actually advertising that, that is not, but, so let's just go in and close the program again, now that we have, fixed the block this. I thought I had actually had it on enable auto start, yeah. Apparently it didn't start up, but anyway. So let's go again. And let's just, what is the second book about? That's Shemos, right? Shemos or something like that in regards of Egypt. That will be a hard one. I don't know how many of there's actually more tests of Genesis 1. And by the way, in regards of that last test, the one failure there is not a failure. It's just them that have a problem. I can't remember which one of it actually. Can I actually see what failure there was? Error. Let's see. Error. Well, I did describe his creation when he saw everything. It was very good. I think it was. Anyway, let's go back here. Failed to answer all the questions. Let's see here. Yeah, it was very good. And I think, how did God describe his creation when he saw everything that he had made? It was very good. And I think they put that to good instead, or something like that. So they made an error there. I do wonder, don't they have it actually in English? Some of it is, you have general other apps configuration. Click to questions to be displayed out of order when you have access. No, restart. There's nothing in regards of, okay, just running English. Let's see here. Let's just take number 2, and go in exam mode. Number of questions, 20. To pass the test, you must hit 18 questions. I don't know why they would say luck. May Jehovah bless you. That would be much better. May Jehovah be with you, What did Esau plan to do to Jacob? Well, kill him. I see Esau and Yaakov. Yep, he planned to kill him. Okay, next one. What was done in order to... Oh, 2 seconds. Oh, my nose. If you saw, in regards to seeing some of these things in slow motion, and you just see all the things that, just going out of the nose. Anyway, what was done in order to fool Yitzhak into thinking Yaakov was Esau? What was done in order to fool, put on, actually all other answers are correct, yeah. Genesis. With whom did God reconfirm the promises that he had previously made with Abraham? That must be Yitzhak. I think. Joseph, no, it wasn't Joseph, it was Yitzhak. It must be Yitzhak. Genesis, for what did Esau sell his birthright? Some stew of lentils. Who did Yitzhak marry? Yitzhak. Yitzhak married... no, that was... Ruth, no. Rachel, no. Oh, yeah. Rachel, maybe? I see, when did he actually... thinking. Where did he actually get his wife from? Yeah. Abraham sent a servant to the east. And what was the name of the girl, the virgin? That was Rachel, I think. Or maybe Rebecca. Rachel, that's the problem in the English. I probably was it Rachel or Rebecca? It wasn't Leah, because Leah is one of, and it wasn't Ruth. So we're down on 2. It's either Rebecca or Rachel. In English, the question is, I think the Hebrew name was. It's some time since I actually read the book. Rebecca or Rachel? I must say Rebecca is also, Rebecca, Rachel, and he loved her. The problem is, the Hebrew name is probably something that I would have been triggered for. But then the English, because I usually, I guess the Bible that I've read most in regards of English is the Hallelujah Bible, and it has the names in Hebrew, much more like Hebrew, and so anyway, Rachel, could it be Rachel? Yeah, Rebecca. Wasn't that the... Yeah, okay. I'll settle on Rachel. Why did Abraham's servants refuse to eat at first? What servant? Oh yeah, that's in regards to... yeah. Okay, he would not eat until he told his errand. Yep. Yeah, wasn't... Who was Rebecca? Rebecca, was that the... Rachel? Rebecca? Rachel? It's just... maybe it was Rebecca. I'm not sure. Anyway, okay. What sign did Abraham's servant ask of the Lord so that he would know which young woman should be Yitzchak's wife? She would offer to water the camels. Yep. Was that Rebecca? Rebecca? Was like Rebecca? That's Rachel, Rebecca, Rachel, Rebecca, Rachel, Rebecca. That's a good question. Rebecca. Could it be Rebecca? In English, Rachel. Who was Rachel? Rebecca. It's a little hard. It's either one of those two, I know. Because Leah was the wife of Yaakov, and Ruth in regards of... So that's, so Rachel or Rebecca? Must Rebecca? Was it Rebecca giving the Rachel? Where's the Rachel word from? Was that Joseph or Yaakov's? That's again, the English names doesn't really help. It would have been nice that they actually had the Hebrew names, as well. Maybe I should tell them, in regards of. So anyway, I think I'll settle on. No, Rebecca. No. It must be Rachel. For Rebecca, I don't know. Rachel. I know the name. So the problem. Okay, so let's see. What did Abraham pursue in order to bury Sarah? Cave of Machpelah. What did God tell Abraham to do to Isaac? Offer him as a burnt offering? How old was Abraham when Yitzchak was born? 100. What happened to Lot's wife? Became a pillar of salt. What did the Lord rain upon fire and brimstone from Jehovah in the heavens? What was Sarah's reaction to the news that she would have a son? She laughed within her... Okay. What land was promised to Abraham and his descendants? Canaan. Who did Sarai give to Abram since he had no children? Hagar. Wasn't it? Yeah, Hagar. Yeah, she was an Egyptian. Or Silpa. Might actually have been Silpa. No, Hagar. Silpa? Hagar. Where do I get the Hagar? Bilhah is... Who's Bilhah? Bilhah was... I'll just go with the first... I think it was Hagar. Maybe it was Silpa. Or Bilhah. Maybe it was Bilhah. I don't know if there's a problem with the names in English, Give me the Hebrew names, and I might actually, remember. That's the problem with... and that's one of the things that annoys me as well. Why not just keep the names Hebrew, It's Hebrew stories in regards of Hebrew history and all that. Why do we need to translate the, How many years would be descendants of Abraham be afflicted in the strange land? Well, that's both Canaan and Egypt. But anyway, 400 years. To what would the number of Abraham's descendant be compared as the stars? Who was king of Salem and priest of God most? Well, that's Melchizedek. Again, I do wonder what Melchizedek actually means. Towards this, what city did Lot pitch his tent? Zoar, I think. No, Sodom, Zoar. Toward what city did Lot pitch his tent? It might actually be Sodom, but Zoar or Sodom? I think it was Zoar. But maybe Zoar was the thing that he was going to. Okay, it's either one of them. Or Gomorrah. Zoar, Gomorrah. But the problem is, I'll take Zoar. What promises were given to Abraham? I will bless I will bless those who bless you. I will make your name great. All other answers are correct. I will make you a great. Well, okay. Okay. Let's finish it. I still have 20. Hey, if one is allowed to look up in the Bible, that will, one could 20 minutes to look up in the Bible. That's pretty nice, And this is only Genesis, but I guess I'm not sure. Of course, in a test, you usually have the possibility of looking up things, right? So if you have half an hour, you probably would, I don't know, because if that is the case, that would be pretty, okay, I failed 2. Let's see what I failed. So we have successful, okay. Who did Yitzhak? Yeah, Rachel. Yeah, no, Rebecca. Yeah, okay, the answer is Rebecca. Yeah, okay, Rebecca. I do wonder, I want to find out what she actually is named in Hebrew, let's find out. And let's just take the scriptures version. That's pretty good. And just a waste of life, drinking alcohol, It's incredible how much time one wasted and how much damage one did to one's... let's try 14, 13, whatever. Let's see how long. Nope. What do we have? Here we have Hagar. It was Hagar. Oh no, did I? Yeah, I put, okay, okay. So we have, so we need to go a little bit forward here. We have a lot and all that. Do I actually need to go one way or another? Here we have Yitzhak, okay, and then Yitzhak a little later in regards of getting a wife for Yitzhak. That's after she's dead. Yeah, there we go. She Rivka. And Abraham, okay, Rivka, it seems like. See here. And he took Rivka and she became his wife, Rivka. That's also, that's the original name of her. And Yitzhak brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and he took Rivka and she became his wife, and he loved her. Thus Yitzhak was comforted after his mother's death. So Rivka, Rachel is in some sense closer to Rivka than Rebecca, So, okay, but again, that's, okay, that's problem with those names. Your answer is Zoar, and the answer is Sodom. Well, okay, Sodom, that could be, the thing is, those cities are pretty much, no, he went to Sodom. Oh, yeah, okay, it's true, he went to Sodom. He was, that was the city he was at, so, yeah, okay. My bad, okay, I get it. Okay, so let's go back. Let's try one more. And see, well, really I should have read the book before, but also the names and all that, it would have been nice if they were also in Hebrew. Not necessarily in Hebrew letters, but at least, Hebrew, how to say it in Hebrew. Who did the Midianites sell Joseph to? Well, Potiphar. How old was Joseph when his brothers sold him? That's a good question. I would think 17, but might actually have been 15. Where does that actually come up? He's young, that's for sure. 15 maybe. I'll try 15. Might be 17, but I don't think 15 or 17. I think 15, maybe 17. Esau was the father of what nation? Well, the Edomites, okay. We already have a problem with the battery. What sin did Reuben commit? He laid with Bilhah, his father's concubine. What did Jacob ask his household to do? Put away, change the, all of the other answers are correct, where did God tell Jacob to return? That's a good question. I don't know. Where did God tell Jacob to return? Yitzchak's house? Bethel, Jerusalem, Bethel. I don't remember. Bethel is the place where he laid, but was he told to? I think he actually went to Bethel afterwards, but I'm not sure if it actually was the place that God told Jacob to return. Return to to Isaac's house, I think. Anyway, what did Simeon and Levi do to Hamor, Shechem, and the men out there? Well, they killed them. Well, he did all the answers up there. Israel. What happened to Jacob physically in his wrestling match with the angel? Hip out of joint. There we go. How many years in total did Jacob serve Laban? 21. How many times did Laban change Jacob's wages? 7 times or something like that. What did Jacob ask Laban as compensation for him staying longer? Another daughter. But that depends. That depends because because another daughter to be his wife increased wages. One of them because he was there first 7 years and then 7 years again, and then in regards of wages and all that, in regards of so to get him to stay. So it could be either one. I think in regards of increased wages because yeah. So, what was the name of Rachel's first son? Who's Rachel? That would be Judah, I think. No, Rachel. Is that Benjamin? No, because there's no wait. Rachel is the one wife that he wanted, right? So if that's the one he wanted, Judah was the firstborn, or was he? That's all other answers are incorrect. I think that's the right one. Because Benjamin was her second son, and yeah, that makes sense. Uh-oh.